Good morning, English 101 students. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how to use the MyLabsPlus component of our course. So in order to get started, we're going to log in over here on MyLabsPlus. So on the course menu, click that tab, and the course will load automatically. If you're logged into Blackboard, you will be logged into MyLabsPlus. So if you get an error message, something's wrong, the first thing I would encourage you to do is make sure you're using Mozilla and using the correct version of Mozilla that's necessary for MyLabsPlus. I have never been able to get MyLabsPlus to run in Google Chrome, although you can run a lot of things in Blackboard in Chrome. It does not seem to be the right browser for MyLabsPlus. One of the most important things that you'll find inside the MyLabsPlus course is your e-text for our class. So that's one of the biggest reasons I choose to use MyLabsPlus, is because it allows you to get the text basically for free. So if you'll click on the View button, the text will load. And one of the wonderful things about the e-text is that you can access things very quickly, so you're saving time. And I think for most of us, especially for online students, time is a very rare commodity and something that we really want to make sure that we use to the best of our ability. So over here's the table of contents. You can access stuff in the textbook that way, or my favorite way is to use the search bar. So let's say I've assigned you the definition argument. You have to use secondary sources, and I've asked you to use MLA style to put those things into the paper. So you can come here and simply insert MLA, click go, and what's going to happen is it's going to pull up all of the pages in the book that talk about MLA research and documentation. So you can find those things really quickly. If you want to, you can hide the navigator over here, and it will allow you to see the page in a large scale so that you're not squinting. So I know we all have a love of real textbooks, but I think this is a nice second, and it allows us to be able to access that information really quickly. So that's the first thing to know that's available for you inside of the MyLabsPlus. The second is going to be the writing, grammar, and research area. So if you'll click on that tab in the menu and then click on Learning Path, it's going to pull up the modules that I have selected for us this semester. Some of the modules have very few activities, such as composing in other forms has only 3. The using punctuation, mechanics, and spelling module, however, has 27 activities. Now again, I know that time is of the essence, so when you click on the module, you'll notice that everything is blanked out except for the skills check. So the skills check tries to diagnose what information you know already so that you don't waste time doing those sections of the module. So take the skills check, take it seriously, and it will save you time. Now once you've completed the skills check, this information down below will light up. Remember, all you really need to complete successfully is the post test with a 60% or better. So it's possible that all you may need to do is read the overview, and then you can skip down and take the post test. There is no need to do both of the recalls unless you really need that much information about the topic before you feel ready to take the post test. Again, this is your MyLabsPlus. It is your class, and so some of these things, yeah, maybe they're brand new and you need to do the overview and at least one recall. But many of them, I suspect, the overview will be enough, and then you'll be ready to take the post test and get that 60%. Do notice, however, that you get only 2 attempts at the post test, so you want to make sure that you don't take the skills check and then immediately go to the post test. You want to at least read that overview so that when you're taking the post test, you're familiar with the terminology and the vocabulary that is being used so that you can pick the correct answers. So don't burn up both of your attempts before you've gone through the review material. There's one other item in MyLabsPlus that we'll be using this semester, and that's Pearson Tutor Services. So if you'll click down there, it should take you to the page where you can begin to start uploading your rough draft of your paper. So you get 3 free submissions with your purchase of MyLabsPlus. We write 5 papers in 101. We do a summary, a micro theme, a classical argument, a definition argument, and a causal. The first 2 papers, the summary and the micro theme, I do not recommend that you send those to Pearson. What I recommend is you save your 3 free submissions for the classical, the definition, and the causal arguments. Those are the full-length arguments. It's the main focus of our course is persuasive writing, and those are the papers that are going to really make the most difference for you, especially since the definition argument and the causal argument are worth 150 points per paper. So those are the papers you're really going to want to focus on, and they're more complex papers, so you'll need the assistance of the tutor more on those 3 papers. So this is where you would come, read this information, follow the instructors, and then you'll submit your paper. It takes, I have found, about 48 hours before the papers come back. All of the tutors have at least a master's degree and give really specific, helpful feedback. So I really encourage you to use this aspect of the course. It will only serve to make your papers better and to help you begin to see what challenges you have as a writer to help you improve. So again, these are the 3 things you'll be using in MyLabsPlus. You'll be using the Writing, Grammar, and Research tab, where you will have the modules listed that are on the syllabus, and we will complete those. The other thing you'll be using is the e-text. So that's available to you. And the final thing that we'll be using inside MyLabsPlus is Pearson Tutor Services. As always, if you have questions for me, I'm here to answer those. Call me, email me, stop by and see me. And I want to make sure that you really use this tool because I think it's going to really help you be successful, not only in 101, but in any class where you have an assignment that is a written essay assignment. So thanks a lot and best of luck.